Yeah, hello everyone. This is your man, Gus, and thank you for once again joining me in this. Because he invited me to his place, and I got there. Now, what I saw was a little bit. I said to him, like, look, this can't just be there. You can't put the just a paper photograph of a loved one and things there. Though they try to make it fine in a good frame, but no, there's something more. There has to be a proper painting by a proper artist, well, a talented artist. It has to be something. It has to mean something. And we started discussing. In the process. I just introduced him to what I mean and some few works of art, and he was very, very grateful. And after that, he has been collecting, even to the point of redesign some aspect of his house just to create that space that we talked about. The space that I talked about initially. He kind of redesigned some places to create some space for his now collection. Now, I watch sometimes, like, thanks to our socialites, the actors, movie stars, and the big boys and girls in the society. For the social media, they let us in to the privacy of their house. Beautiful house, well thought of, good architectural work, and every other thing. But you go in there, you see the kind of artworks that are in there. It's amateur. It's just not befitting. It looks out of place. Now, I used to give example. I would tell people, okay, imagine yourself going to the Buckingham Palace. You go into the Buckingham Palace, and just right there you see a poster on a hallway, beautiful poster on a hallway and every other thing. No matter how beautiful it is, no matter how good it is an aberration. It should not be there. I mean, it does not befit. It does not befit the classiness of that space, of that environment. So there should be something that is kind of that compensates for that. And that is why I say always go to the galleries, use your curators, and if you spend billions to build your house, you can spend quite something reasonable, to make it a space that is welcoming, a space that tells a story about you. So that is not a big deal. That is something that it's something everybody who is classy, everybody who knows quality, originality, anybody who wants to create a legacy, that is something they do, and that is something you have to uh, start doing now if you are not into it. And I must tell you, you do not have to be super rich. You do not have to be super rich, to build your own collections. All you need is to love beauty. All you need is to love good things. All you need, just like you like your house. I mean, there are houses you build. There are houses you build, no matter how big the house is, no matter how much you spend it. People might look at it and say, this is a waste of money. This money misworked. So the same thing with artworks. It can either beautify, tell a story about you, or it can just make an already beautiful house worse. So why not just do something that is good and befitting? And again, you see, when talking about spaces, I would also like to talk about the walls and floor space planning. You know, always in your design, the design of your house, while speaking with your architect, always leave walls, free walls between windows and furnitures for curating or hanging your art. Is very, very important. Always think of that. Because sometimes it's always the situation whereby you see people like, okay, that was a secondary afterthought. After putting everything, oh, they start, okay, what do I put here? No, okay. They now go to the street side or the market and buy. No, you don't buy, you collect art from real qualified. Get artists. Go to, there are a lot of good artists, you know, that. And another thing, let me just say this quickly. You know, this artwork, if you get a good quality artwork, it's actually an investment, you know. It's actually an investment. And later, I'm going to talk about how to build your own collection. Now, the first artwork I collected was from a fellow student. Then I was still a student in the tertiary institution here. And he was like, okay, he did a work, he didn't quite like it, and he wanted to destroy it. And I asked him to give it to me. He shouldn't destroy it. That, can I have it? And he said, what do you need it for? But he just gave it to me. Now, when he gave it to me, I was like thankful. I took it. Then I said, okay, can you just sign your signature just to say that you gave it to me? And he said to me, if I have to sign my signature, if he has to sign his signature there, then I need to give him something. Now, as a student, then not much. I gave him just something, little, very little, you know. And I gave it to him. He signed his signature. I kept the work there, you know. Later, years later, so many years later, I was in an exhibition and I saw the work of this artist. I mean, his work was going for 6 figures. And now when I start, you know, it kind of drew my interest. I tried to contact him. I was able to contact him. And he's already a big international artist, you know, making waves and every other thing now. So now I have a collection that almost I got for nothing, you know, that is worth 6 figures. And I have brought it out for exhibitions, and a lot of collectors have seen it. They want to pay even more to have that, the work of that particular artist. And that is how you can start. So you don't necessarily need to go to the big museums or big galleries and buy the big work of a big artist. No, you start from those ones, you know. And in my next video, I'm going to give you some hints. You know, I'm going to give you hints or updates on how to start collecting, you know, in a way you're not going to break your bank. It's not going to cost you much. Anybody can be a collector. Anybody.